Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dive in.
All right, so today we're tackling something a little different and honestly, kind of meta. Our main source material is actually a podcast script.
A podcast script. About what?
It's called, get this, Biggest Crypto Mistakes to Avoid. So we're basically doing a deep dive into a deep dive.
Now that's interesting. I'm curious to see what kind of mistakes they highlight.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been there, right? Made a few blunders along the way. I know I have.
Oh, absolutely. The crypto world is definitely full of learning experiences, some more painful than others.
Exactly. And that's why I think this deep dive is going to be super valuable. We get to learn from other people's mistakes, so hopefully we can avoid making those same mistakes ourselves.
Makes sense. So what's the first mistake on the list? What do we need to watch out for?
Well, the script jumps right into it. The first one is investing without doing your research.
Ah, yes, the classic FOMO buy.
Totally. It's like when you hear someone at a party say, oh, I just put all my savings into this new meme coin. And you're thinking, wait, what even is a meme coin?
Right, and they're like, dude, it's going to be huge GE, you got to get in now. But, as the script emphasizes, due diligence is key. It's like buying a house without inspecting it first. You wouldn't do that, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So let's break down this crypto inspection process. What are we looking for when we're researching a project?
All right, so first things first, you got to grab that white paper. It's basically the project's blueprint. They lay out what problem they're trying to solve, how their tech works, all the nitty-gritty details.
Okay, the white paper. Got it. What else?
Well, then you got to look into the team behind the project. Who are these people? What's their experience? A strong team with a proven track record is a good sign.
Right, so we're checking their credentials. Makes sense. Anything else?
Definitely. And this is a big one. Does the project have a real-world use case? Is it actually solving a problem? Or is it just riding a hype wave?
So we need to make sure it's not just another pump and dump scheme.
Exactly. There's got to be substance behind the hype.
Got it. So let's say I've done my research, I understand the project, I'm feeling good about it. Are there any other red flags I should be aware of?
Oh, absolutely. Sadly, the crypto world is riddled with scams and rug pulls. And this script does a great job of outlining some red flags to watch out for. For example, any project promising guaranteed returns should be an immediate red flag.
Yeah, if it sounds too good to be true.
It probably is.
Right. So guaranteed returns, that's a big no-no. What else should we be wary of?
Keep an eye out for projects with anonymous teams or ones that lack transparency. If you can't find clear information about who's behind the project, that's a major warning sign.
Makes sense. Transparency is key. And I guess it goes back to that idea of doing your research, right?
Exactly. You want to know who you're dealing with.
Okay, good to know. What about price spikes? Are those ever a red flag?
They definitely can be. Sometimes those sudden, unexplained price spikes are artificially pumped up to lure in unsuspecting investors.
And then what happens?
Well, the price crashes, and those who bought at the peak are left holding the bag.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt. So understanding these scams, it's like a crucial part of staying safe in crypto.
Absolutely.
Which brings us to our next mistake, security. Or rather, the lack of it.
Uh-oh, are we talking about exchanges getting hacked?
You guessed it. I mean, we've all heard those horror stories. So how do we protect ourselves? What does the script recommend?
The script is a big advocate for hardware wallets, especially for long-term storage. Think of it like a personal vault for your crypto, completely offline, away from hackers.
Okay, I'm kind of picturing a safe buried in my backyard.
Exactly. That's a great way to think about it. You're taking your crypto offline, keeping it away from those digital dangers.
So a hardware wallet, it's like that extra layer of protection.
Got it. And speaking of extra layers, what about two-factor authentication? Oh, that's essential too. It adds another layer of security to your accounts. Even if someone gets your password, they can't access your account without that second authentication factor.
Right, like that code they send to your phone.
Exactly. It's like a double lock on your digital front door.
Makes sense. Double lock it up. Okay, so we've covered research, scams, security. Now let's get real for a second. Crypto is an emotional roller coaster, right?
Oh, tell me about it.
1 minute you're riding high, the next you're staring into the abyss of a dip. How do we avoid letting those emotions dictate our investment decisions?
That's where a clear strategy comes in. And, that's actually the next mistake highlighted in the script.
Mistake number 4, letting emotions take over.
Exactly. Don't let fear and greed drive your decisions. You really need to decide on your entry and exit points before you invest.
Okay, so have a plan, but how do you even begin to create a plan?
Well, first, ask yourself what your goals are. Are you in it for the long haul? Or are you looking for quick gains? Knowing your goals helps you ride those ups and downs without panicking.
Right, so have a goal, have a plan. And are there any specific strategies that the script recommends?
The script doesn't endorse any specific strategies, but it does mention things like dollar cost averaging.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. It's where you invest a fixed amount at regular intervals, right?
That's right. It's a way to smooth out the volatility. It's like taking the average price over time rather than trying to time the market perfectly, which is super difficult.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But of course, any strategy has its pros and cons. You need to do your research and choose what aligns best with your goals and risk tolerance.
Totally agree. And just to be clear, we are not giving financial advice here. But, understanding these different approaches is crucial.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power.
All right, and last but not least, let's talk about the less glamorous side of crypto, taxes.
Oh, yes, taxes. Can't forget about those.
So you just made a killer profit on that meme coin. What happens next?
Well, hopefully you haven't forgot about mistake number 5.
Uh-oh, what's mistake number 5?
Ignoring taxes and regulations. In many countries, crypto profits are taxable. Ignoring this can lead to serious consequences.
Right, even if you're trading those funny dog coins, the tax man doesn't see the humor in unpaid taxes.
Nope, they sure don't.
I could just imagine trying to explain Dogecoin to a tax auditor who's still rocking a flip phone.
Yeah, probably not a conversation you want to have.
Definitely not. So what does the script recommend? How do we stay on the right side of the law?
Well, the script recommends using tools like coin tracking or Coinly. They help you keep track of your transactions and calculate your gains and losses, which makes tax season much less stressful.
Those sound helpful. Anything else?
And if it all feels too overwhelming, consulting a tax professional who specializes in crypto is always a good idea.
Right, a crypto tax guru. Couldn't agree more.
All right.
All right, folks, we've covered a lot of ground today. From researching like a crypto detective to keeping our emotions in check and remembering that even meme coins come with tax implications.
It's been quite the deep dive into a deep dive.
It really has. But seriously, I think we've learned some valuable lessons from this podcast script source. What's the biggest takeaway for you?
For me, it all boils down to this. Knowledge is your superpower in the crypto world. The more you learn, the better equipped you are to avoid those common mistakes, make informed decisions, and hopefully achieve your financial goals.
Well said. And remember, this is an ongoing journey. The crypto landscape is constantly changing, so staying curious, informed, and connected with the community is key. Now, we want to hear from you. What are your biggest crypto lessons learned?
Yeah, share those aha moments or close calls you've had.
Let's keep this conversation going.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Until next time.
See ya.